Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me for today's presentation. My name is Ashley Elkins, and I wanted to introduce you to one of my most dear memories in high school, which is Winter Guard and Color Guard. Yes, there are two types. You may be asking yourself right about now, what is Color Guard? To start us off, I will show you some more photos of our uniform. Hopefully, you have assumed by this point that the guard I am talking about is not related to the military version of Color Guard, the one with guns. Our guard is more of a performance, one in which a group of individuals perform choreography to music. The difference between Winter Guard and Color Guard is where we are performing. Color Guard performers join the marching band on the field during halftime shows and competitions, whereas Winter Guard is always indoors. We use wooden guns, which are specifically weighted to be spun and tossed. We also use flags with metal attachments taped to the inside of the pole, which allow us to spin the flag efficiently. The last and coolest thing we use is sabers, which require a great deal of skill to handle properly. Of course, there are additional props here and there with things like umbrellas, spin flags, and silks. So, what does Color Guard have to offer for its participants? I was in Guard for roughly 3 years, and unfortunately, with the pandemic, I cannot give a specific amount of time. However, Winter Guard specifically has allowed me to overcome my stage fright and understand how to follow directions when given. For Color Guard, I learned how to deal with change, mental obstacles, and team building. Guard is not for girls, Guard is not for guys. Guard is just Guard. Throughout the seasons, I look more and more at the choreography, uniforms, and overall atmosphere. This performing art is just a piece of artwork with no gender, just creativity. You are hopefully thinking at this point, what does it take to join Guard? I want to emphasize how Guard is technically a year round event that is divided into 2 semesters. If you want to perform outside, you can simply join Color Guard. The general cost will be around $250, which will include your uniform, bus fees, props, and flags. If you hate the idea of being outside for longer extensive time, there is also Winter Guard. The fee will be very similar costs. The only difference is the transportation fees will decrease as personal vehicles are used from going one school to the next. So, what are my experiences in Guard? With several years in Guard, I had a variety of ups and downs. My first Winter Guard was absolutely terrified. I thought I would never advance and always be afraid of the performance aspect in general. The first year of Color Guard went a bit better. I was dazzled by the huge stadium lights and green turf. The wind managed to make things a bit more intense, but damn, it was worth it. The next Color Guard and Winter Guard year went a little differently. A part of Color Guard is the competitions held at huge stadiums, which house thousands upon thousands of students and dozens of marching bands from around the state. And the event is so big, sometimes bands from Texas and other states visit every once in a while. One of the biggest events of the season is Zia. The event is the largest and the most students and biggest crowd. The event also has food vendors, memorabilia, and of course trophies. The last Zia lasts from about sunrise to sunset, and each band spends about 30 minutes rehearsing and 10 to 15 minutes performing. Our performance was spectacular the first time, just like how we practice in our rehearsal time. Part of Zia is also the finals. In order to place for finals, you have to be within the top 10 bands performing. While we were rehearsing for finals, I accidentally threw my flag in the air and it hit me right before I caught it. Of course, there were lots of tears and tons of drama involved, but I got over myself and we placed top 10 in the top 5 in the state. Sometimes the only way to work through things is to experience them, and performances like Guard can certainly help. Guard is not only something fun, but a way to interact with your fears in a way that is beneficial. If you want to strive academically, socially, physically, and mentally, you need to be a part of something great. Excluding yourself may be easy, and trust me, I would know about that, but reaching long term goals requires overcoming boundaries. Whether or not that be winter guard, color guard, or whatever group activity you want to join, as long as you're being social and making those goals and trying to achieve them, you're doing something great.